yo.
Back in the building. Back in the building.
Yee.
We're back in the building.
Here we are. Fine dandy crash landing.
In the back of the building.
Crash standing.
Crash danding? Is that what
I
you
said
said?
standing. Crash landing. Crash standing.
Oh, I thought you said crash dandy.
Yeah. Honestly, that'd be funny. Like it's a crash dandy, but it's me as a crash dummy.
Or as like a astronaut, but like crashing the spaceship
Crash
into like
dandy.
an astronaut, and not into an astronaut, into like a fucking. What are the big rocks in space called?
Asteroids?
Asteroids. There we
Good
go.
job. Let's go. Nah, appreciate you. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, though. We are back again another week.
Back in the building.
It's great to be here. And, you know, everyone who's been listening, all 5 of you, I really appreciate it. It means the most.
Stand up.
Hey.
Will the real
Will the
Slim Shady please
will
stand
the-
up?
Please. Hey, like, comment, subscribe, though.
Like,
You're
comment,
really about it.
subscribe, share this to your friends and fam. I know your great grandma doesn't have enough content coming her way. Go ahead and spread some love.
She'd love it, honestly.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, even if you got a great grandma, grandparents, your 2-year-old, they got to start indulging content at some point.
your second cousin twice removed.
What does that mean?
I don't fucking know. It's shit's funny though. You hear that like type of shit. I know second cousin is like, so your cousin is
It's their children, right?
it's the children of your mom's brothers or sisters. So I think your second cousin is
Their
those
children.
people's children.
That's what I'm saying.
Your cousin's children.
But
is
what
your
does
second
twice
cousin.
removed mean?
I don't know. I think that has something to do with maybe marriage. I have really no idea.
A second cousin twice removed. All right, we're just making shit up. We're just adding complications to the situation. Nah, honestly though, for real, big shout out to the community, everyone listening. We always appreciate it. All the people who share our content, like our content, it means so much. I appreciate you listening. This episode's gonna be a fun one, so strap on your willies. Is that how you say it? Strap in those seat belts and prepare for a wild ride.
Oh shit! Twice removed is kind of wild. It says if there's no removed in the relationship, it means you and your cousin are on the same generation. But if you are cousins twice removed, that means your cousin is either part of your grandparents' generation or your grandchildren's generation, because they are 2 generations removed from you.
Yeah, that's too much.
That's way too much. Yeah, my second cousin twice removed. It's like, is this person 90 or 1 years old?
Holy shit. That's hilarious. It's my second cousin twice. Fuck that.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, no, but get ready for a rocky road in our spaceship. Cause
Not the ice cream.
not the ice cream. Our rocky ride. Rocky ride.
A rocky ride? Did you
Yeah.
mean to say rocky ride, or was
I
rocky
mean, I don't
road
know. If
what
we're
you
in a
were going
spaceship,
for?
there's not really a road. You're more in. It's
Wha-
a galactic road.
Would it be rocky?
Yes, an asteroid's a rock.
But they're not. I feel like, are asteroids like everywhere? Because there's like an asteroid belt, right? But like
You know,
in every direction, if you go in every direction in space, are you eventually gonna come across an asteroid? Or is that just like
they're everywhere. I think
I don't
they
know.
got to be right.
I don't know.
I mean, if they're flying across, like if we're like, oh, that asteroid's gonna hit our planet, they got to be everywhere.
I guess maybe. I don't know the science.
Or is it all just a simulation? They don't really exist at all.
Flat Earth.
All right. Now today we're gonna dive into ourselves a little bit. The rocky road.
The
our
rocky
ride.
road
The
of.
rocky abode
Okay, we're going for it.
of our journey into adulthood.
We've arrived.
We've landed. We've crash landed. I don't
Crash
think
landed.
this was not a safe landing. I'd still say that we're still trying to pick up the pieces
We're
of the wreck here.
Looking for the first aid kit, but
Hey,
we weren't prepared and we didn't
Hey,
bring
we
one.
are
so
alive though.
We are alive.
We are alive.
We are alive.
We did make it here.
We did make it here.
Are we figuring it out along the way?
COVID tried to stop us, but you know what? We just rammed right through that ceiling
Yeah.
and crashed, landed right here, back
Over.
on planet
No.
Glipclop.
We're on Planet Glip Clop.
Why not?
I hope
Fuck
we
it.
can't get trademark for that.
Can you?
I don't know. I don't know the legalities of words.
All right, just in case it's Glop Glip.
Glop on Planet Glop Glip. We're here. We're ready.
Doesn't have the same ring off the tongue, but you know what?
Yeah.
They're a planet too. They deserve the respect that they don't.
I'm sure
exist, but
most
it's okay.
listeners here know us, but so me and Josh didn't always live together.
Really?
We didn't always live in the same household.
Not always, but we did share a womb. No, we didn't share that
We
womb.
didn't either.
But we did share a room. No, we didn't share a room either. I mean, we shared a restroom.
I wish we had like a weird cut to like a video where it was like you're like just a random video of your childhood, just like little like baby, you know what I mean? Like you see in movies where it's just like
And then there's just like a
you
fucking
playing
like
couch, and
horrible
shit.
fucking Photoshop of you in the background. Hey, Josh. It's like your yearbook photo, just like moving back and forth. Hey, Josh, how you doing? I was like,
Nah, yeah, but Josh grew up in his own household with his mother
and brother.
and brother, as I grew up in my own household with my mother and non-existent brother, 'cause I did not have a brother.
You had sisters.
I
though.
did have a sister though, so I grew up with her, but barely.
Barely.
She's 10 years older than me.
That's not close.
So that's by the time I got a good 8 or 9 years. That's a long time,
That's
I guess.
not bad. That's like
I mean-
Carl and Fiona, right? From
Yeah, but I mean,
Shameless.
she was also, in Shameless, she was around.
True.
'Cause she was like taking
Taking
care of the
everybody,
kids.
yeah.
So that's different.
Fair.
But yeah, so for the first, I guess, defining years of my life, I was around my sister. Can't say she was the best influence.
Hell yeah.
I got into a lot of trouble, but
It was her fault.
no, it was my
If you're
own.
listening,
Your
Daniel
fault.
blames you.
Your fault. No, yeah. So it was, I grew up with my mother and my sister. Eventually, you got a dad in there. You can throw a dad in there at some point,
Wait, what?
somewhere along the way. I have a dad, obviously, 'cause I'm alive. Everyone has a dad.
Because I'm alive.
Everyone has a dad, but not everyone has a dad.
Everyone has a dad, but not everyone has a father.
Or everyone has a father,
But not everyone has a dad.
Dad.
Is that
Which
the way you
one's
would do
more?
it?
Which one's more? I
Which
guess I
one's
feel like
more
dad.
impactful?
I feel like dad's more like homey, like dad, daddy,
Da-da.
exactly.
Papa.
Papaya, papaya. Yeah, like I feel like dad's definitely more like father. Like like whenever you haven't seen him in a long time.
Father.
Nice to see you again, father.
Or Jim.
You know, it definitely is. What's the joke Sam Morril says? He's like talking. Yeah, I'm gonna go hang out with my biological father today. He's like, was he a good dad? He's like, well, if he was, I wouldn't be calling him my biological father. So,
That's fair.
you know,
I guess dad is like the endearing, and father is more the like scientifical. Like I have to classify you as something. I guess technically you're my father. You know what I mean? But you're not my dad.
yeah. Like, imagine if it
Is
was.
that how it is?
Imagine if you were Star Wars, right? And it's the scene. He's like, Luke, I am your dad.
I'm your dada.
I am your daddy.
Luke, I am your daddy.
I don't think that would run as well over as father does.
Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, nah, probably not. I think it would probably wouldn't be able to be picked up by like Disney Plus if they went with
Dada.
daddy.
I am your dada.
I am your dada.
Be better on it. You'd be more of an asshole, honestly, if you were like estranged for like years. Like, I am your dada.
You are my seed.
Oh, that'd be way better, honestly. Yeah, Disney, just throw that in there, honestly. Just
Edit.
mix it up.
Fucking
Yeah,
30-year-old movie.
Next movie, just spice it up. Dada and Seed. You are my seed, son. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Nah, but so yeah, we didn't grow up together. Spoiler alert, shockers. I know we look a lot alike, but
I think we met at like the age of 11, 10 or 11, 5th grade.
it was 5th grade,
Yeah.
so it was we were like 12.
Nah, that's 6th grade.
What?
I
12?
said, no, that's 6th grade.
Because you turned 14 in 9th grade, so you turned 13 in 8th. Well, this is my I'm not everyone. You might be older, younger. I don't fucking know. I'm talking
Well,
about
both of us, you're in March, I'm in May,
Yeah,
so
so
both of us turned our
13 in
our
8th.
age for
I
the
turned
year that we
12th
were
and
in
7th.
at the end of the school year. That's when we turned our age type
Because
shit.
9th grade year I turned 14, so 8th grade year I turned 13, 7th grade year I turned 12, 6th grade year I turned 11. So 5th grade we were 10.
You were 10.
So we've known each other since 10.
That's what I was saying.
Okay.
I said 10 going on 11 because, like, we met when we were 10 at the start of the year and we turned 11 right at the end of the school year type shit.
I didn't hang out with Josh at all, though.
No, not at all.
We knew each other, but I did not hang out with him at all.
Honestly, like, I mean, back then I didn't really hang out with, like, a whole lot of people, just the kids, like, in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? Like,
What neighborhood?
I lived in Bay Colony for a year and a half while we were at Barber and the first semester of Dunbar, and then we moved back to Hughes Road.
Okay, I was like,
So that's where I met Robbie, Carl, Carlos, Isaiah, James,
Who is
Christian
Oh,
Sims,
Sims. Yeah, I was like,
Christian Kovacevic, Shane, fucking
met all of them in Bay Colony.
met all of them in Bay Colony.
Ragtag mix of a group. huh?
Yeah, just like I had like a little basketball goal outside my house, so people would come over and shoot hoops and shit. But we only lived, like I said, we only lived there for like a year and a half. So once I moved back, we moved back like with like a half a year left before we went to McAdams, which is right across the street from my house, type shit. So then everybody would just come over after school and shit.
You moved back just in time.
Just in time. Like,
Just in time. Like Justin's time.
you know that it's funny that Justin Timberlake or Justin Timberlake is in a movie called In Time.
So it's just in time.
Justin Timberlake.
Imagine if they would, instead of calling it in time, they called it just in
I think
time.
it's called In Time. It's something
It
time.
is.
It
yeah,
is, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the one with, like, you have a certain amount of time once you turn 21, like, left to live, and you have to, like, earn more time, and time is currency and shit like that.
Yeah. But imagine if it was just in time, and it was just him on the face of the thing. But it was the same movie. But they
Just in Time,
Just-
starring Justin Timberlake.
starring just in time. Burlake. Yeah, so I still didn't hang out with Josh though.
Yeah,
7th
no.
and 8th grade, I still didn't really hang out with him.
No, yeah, I hung out with a bunch of kids that played, like, basketball.
Yeah,
and
Josh
shit
was a
like that.
menace to society.
I was, for sure.
I'll give you. There was one time we were in 8th grade, and there was a game that everyone played in junior high, and it was like Spartans versus Persians.
Is that really what the game
It was. That's what it originated. So I heard about it before. So going into 7th grade, or when I was in 6th grade, I had already heard about it. 7th and 8th grade, but then 7th grade, it wasn't a thing. Like it wasn't as widespread. I'm glad because it would have been terrible. So it was definitely more of a hazing type of thing.
Yeah.
It's 8th graders versus 7th graders, but we weren't a part of this yet. But they would punch each other in the dicks, and that's how you would level up. You would level up a certain amount by getting people by hitting them in the dick, but you would level up more by getting hit in the dick. I don't know how that worked, but not an amazing game to play. Anyways,
I don't remember that game ever, like, being told to me. All I was told at one point was like, "Yeah, dog, like they're hitting people in the dicks now. It's just like stay safe out there."
yeah, it's kind of crazy though, because at that point in time, I was also just hanging out with people in the neighborhood. I guess that's just a kid thing to do.
Yeah, I
Your
mean,
friend-
you don't have a car, so it's just
Your
whatever
friends are
you're
the people.
available to on your school bus or fucking. Even if you're like in the car rider line, you gotta make some type of fucking
Like in fifth
Use of your time.
in 5th grade, I was hanging out with Jacob and Cecilia a lot, and a couple other people. I lived in Green K at the time, so I hung out with kids in Green K. But Jacob and Cecilia lived like down the street.
Mm-hmm.
You know where
Yeah.
you know that. So they lived like down the street. So I would just ride my skateboard all the way down there and just hang out every day.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck these kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out. So I hung out with them. But then come 6th grade, I moved to Bay Colony also. So I just hung out with kids in my neighborhood.
Right.
Of course. All right, going back to the story though. So we didn't really hang out. Skip 7th grade, 'cause that really, I mean, I don't know. 7th grade was 7th grade. I can't.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't really remember a whole lot about 7th grade.
7th grade was.
I remember my history class. Like, I remember liking my history class 'cause I thought that the teacher did a really good job, like teaching type shit. Like, I was impressed by his teaching style and stuff like that. I don't remember anything else about 7th grade.
The only thing I remember about 7th grade was being in the band hall. And then, do you remember Austin Guy?
Yeah.
He comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, look at this." Just like whips out some weed. I'm like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Holy shit!" It's like right here, dude. 'Cause there was like a little like practice room in like the back, and we were just sitting there. I was like, "Oh shit!" I know, right? It's like, yeah. I mean, I didn't smoke it, but like,
He's just like, look what I got.
dude. And I remember that same day, like that was early in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and then that same day, like it was like a group of people gathered around. They were like looking at it. I was like, "What are we doing?"
What is happening?
I was looking. I was like, "Y'all are interesting."
Is this a spectacle?
Oh my god, he's got the weed.
He's got that thing on him.
Look at it. Everyone go look at it.
No,
Wow,
but fucking 8th grade is really where we like started like actually hanging out in school and maybe a little bit outside of school, but not much.
Not really.
It was.
even.
I would say that the only time I remember hanging outside of school was at Lacey's house.
Oh yeah, that's true. We
A
would
few times.
go to
I
Michelle's
think
house
it was
a
like 2 or 3 times that year, but for sure for the 8th grade dance, like we did like the limo shit. Fucking, you remember that?
No, yeah,
Oh.
I didn't do the limo.
I thought you were in the limo.
I was not in the limo.
Fuck, you were at the like party after though, right?
Yeah, dude, I've always been that person. Like everyone's like, let's pitch it, 'cause I was broke. I just wanna I wanna clarify. Everyone would always like, let's do this. I'd be like, I'm good for whatever's after. I'm fine.
No, yeah. I remember that that night pretty well because fucking as soon as we got out of the dance, I took damn near all my fucking like nice clothes off. I was wearing a pair of the platypus shirt, and when we got out
I
the
remember
limo,
that for some
when
reason.
we
I don't
got
know
out
why.
the limo at Michelle's house, Michelle's mom was ready to take pictures, and everybody's lined up with their shit on. I'm just at the end with a pair of the platypus shirt on, just looking silly as fuck.
Holy shit, we used to play hide and seek and shit. The
Hell
8th grade
yeah, bro, that
dance,
shit was fire.
I crowd surfed, bro. I crowd surfed.
Yeah,
I
you
did.
did.
Everyone picked me up. I was like, let's go. Let's go. Dude, it's funny. I've always been hype as fuck, even from a young age.
Yeah,
Unlike, it was never been on purpose, though.
been the life of the party.
But it's never been on if you know what I mean. It's just like, fuck it. That's why.
Go for it type shit.
I mean, I haven't been like you have people that are life of the party 'cause they're reckless. That wasn't me
right,
per se. I wasn't the wild card.
right.
Just chilling. But I'm sorry, that was hilarious. So
Dude, stop digging. Stop it.
Orion. It's okay,
Sorry,
buddy.
Orion is doing his daily fucking with the podcast right now. You know,
No, so then
he's got it like that apparently.
yeah, 8th grade dance was fun. But going back, that's not where I was going with this. So 8th grade, we have the same class, Mr. Fox's.
I don't know what it was called. It was
AV
a fucking
it was a AV
audio visual production class.
Yeah,
There
that's
you
what
go.
it was for 8th graders. Just in case you wanted to get into it in 9th grade, which I was like maybe. After 8th grade, I was like, fuck no.
For me, it was a free A.
Yeah, no, that was the easiest class of all time. 8th grade, we fucked around in there all the time. Like we have pictures. It's crazy 'cause we didn't hang out, but there's pictures of me and Josh, 8th grade, being stupid
Doing silly ass shit.
in that class specifically, which I think is the most funny to me. But yeah, so that year, what I remember the most was that game, Spartans versus whatever. We brought it back with no name, and I was just getting hit in the dick. I got hit in the dick in the middle of the class, and I was like, ugh. And then I was like, on the ground, I was like, fuck. And then the teacher was like, stop playing around to me. And I was just sitting there contemplating life and wondering where I went wrong. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Stop playing around. I can't feel my huevos.
I was like, fuck. That's what I
Oh
remember
my
from
god,
eighth
that's
grade,
hilarious.
Yeah, and we really didn't even start hanging out. It's crazy because we really were always around, but we didn't even start hanging out with each other until.
We were always like on the opposite sides of the same circle, if that makes sense. Like we knew the same 8 to 10 people and hung out with some of those same people, but we're never hanging out with each other type shit.
Until I'd say like junior year of high school, maybe.
Probably sophomore.
Maybe a little bit sophomore, but I'd say junior year because
I think.
I'd say more junior year because that's when so we both started smoking weed at a young age, but so I started smoking more like late 8th grade, but I didn't really so whenever it was junior year, I started hanging out with Jared.
Yeah.
And so we were hitting dabs and shit. And you remember that era.
Yeah.
Everyone, I mean, if you smoked, anyone would remember that era if you went to school with us, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You'd go to Jared's house and just get baked as fuck.
Hope Jared's dad's not listening to this.
Right. No, yeah, we would just go to his house and go in his garage, and you would just get baked as fuck. You would be hitting hella dabs and smoking hella
insane
bowls.
amount of dabs and weed.
Bowls, yeah.
Yeah.
At like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we were just getting blasted. This was before dabs were what they are now.
It was
though.
before it was cool.
Yeah, this was before people even knew what dabs were, bro. People were like, "You're smoking crack."
Right.
That was back in those days.
It did really feel like whenever you go for your first dab as a kid, it's like, all right, check please. This did you just bring out a fucking blowtorch with a propane tank on it? Hold on. Yeah. My mom's calling. I gotta go home, guys. But no, that shit's like definitely seems like some crackhead shit before you actually like know what's going on.
It's really crazy though, 'cause being, lack of, I guess, for a better word, being a pothead in that day really it made it easy to be friends with people.
Yeah.
'Cause so I was good friends with Jared, so I was just over there almost every day, just baking, getting high. It was literally just getting high and going to band practice and school, of course.
Yeah.
Like, that was for my extracurriculars. And then
That's my extra. I didn't have band, but
so yeah, then we were just over there like every day, and people would just be over there. Someone different was over at his house every day.
no, yeah.
There was always someone different over there.
Fucking
Gotta do a lot of shit too.
But also junior year, we would hang out like that much more during like football season because we would always I'd be on the field and you'd be like in the band and shit. Like we'd always be fucking around with each other on road games and shit.
That's true.
And also junior and senior years when we started like going to a lot more parties.
Yeah, senior year I did. Junior I went to a couple, 'cause I was never really I was more in the band crowd.
Yeah,
Because that was literally what I was doing every weekend.
you had to do.
You
that
know what
shit,
I'm
yeah.
saying? You know what I mean? I didn't really have the option.
Even after football season, it's contest season.
Yeah.
And then during the summer, you got summer band.
Man, I wasn't. Yeah, that was my life. So
yeah. Whenever Jacob had to go through that shit, he was like, I don't know, man. It's nice having like the community and like, but this shit sucks. They work your ass off and they don't give a fuck.
that's kind of what it was. Yeah, I mean, but you're working hard for a goal. You know what I mean? You want to be
working
good.
like for each other type shit. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
you want to be good.
One band, one sound.
Yeah, no, I mean, all jokes aside, that is what it was, though. I mean, band changed my life. Dude, it's crazy because I've had this conversation with so many people. I still know so many people from Dickinson Band that I'm still somewhat cool with. Your brother's one of those people.
Yeah.
Adrian's one of those people. But it's just, you sit there. I remember one day, this is going to sound funny. We were at Adrian's apartment. We were all tripping on acid.
At Diana's apartment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever he stayed there.
Yeah.
We were all tripping on acid. Diana was there. It was just like, I was sitting there tripping. I was like, Dickinson Band. I look at us now.
Bro, there's times where I've been like, There was like I feel like it was recently. I think it was last year. One of the times I was tripping. I was just sitting in the mirror. I was like, they let you get an Eagle Scout type shit. I was like, how do I have a college degree and an Eagle Scout rank? How does my resume look like this? But I look like I was looking in the mirror, but I look like this.
That's hilarious. But like, even think about it back. Like, look at if you were to count like some of the people that were in band. Jared Fredrickson. You had Kobe.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Me. Fucking Jerry now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you look at it, you're like, sheesh. Band was looking a little rough, wasn't it?
Shit, fucking the three that shall not be named that.
Oh, that was a rough one, yeah.
You know what I mean?
All right, we can recount that. Honestly, I think it's good for the
I don't know, like.
story.
Well, we won't put any names in that.
We won't be
for
names.
sure.
They're all names. All of their names are Jerry. No, that just sounds like one of them's name is Jerry. That's not true though.
Jerry. No, we'll just do
Paul.
Paul.
All their names are Paul.
I was trying to remember their names, and I was like,
All right,
are
so
any of them named Paul? For a second.
no,
Okay,
how about this?
I'm good.
All the Pauls stayed in the room. There was 3 Pauls.
All right, is this a story about like Jake Paul and his brother?
Right, three Pauls. They stayed in a room together. Okay, and this is on a band trip, and so they're in a room together, and I guess they decided to play pranks. I mean, honestly, we did some stupid shit in our room too. So for that trip, there was it was 4 per room, I think, is what it was.
Okay.
And for us, we did the bass drums.
Okay.
I forgot which one. There was one. I think we had a girl that was a bass drum that year, so she couldn't. Right. So the 4 other of us, we all stayed in the room. I mean, and what we did is it was like 3 of us were older, and then one of them was Nathan Guillory, and we always used to just fuck with Nathan Guillory. Like being in the bass line for us was like it was hazing con. Like you were just roasted. You were getting on everyone was getting on everyone's ass, and if you were new,
good luck.
yeah, basically. So we're in there, and then we just started beating the shit. Not like actually, just like with pillows, just like we're kids, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
We're like 16, so we're just wailing on him with pillows, bro. And he's just like, because he's like, all right, Nathan. We're like, all right, Nathan, we're gonna let you defend yourself. You get a pillow, and it's you versus us 3. And they just start. I mean, what are you gonna do against 3 fucking people with pillows? So we're just sitting there, just
fucking him up.
He's like, fuck, bro. He's like, bro, he's like, let me make it. Stop. I mean, it wasn't that bad. He has pillows, but still, imagine everyone just like oh, fuck.
Slaughtering him with pillows.
He's sitting there just trying. He's trying with his pillow, but there's no chance. I mean, that's as bad as we got. But so, ow. Oh shit, was that your dog?
Yeah.
So, anyways, taking it back to their room. No one knows what happens. It's the next day, like competition day. I might have to take part of the blame on why this spread so fast. I feel bad, but imagine hearing it as a kid. You're
not knowing what to do with
you're
that
just like,
information.
holy shit.
I have to tell someone.
So the person who it happened to comes to me. His name's Paul, remember? So Paul comes up to me.
Or wait, so there's 4 Pauls? There's 3 Pauls and a Sal.
Yeah.
Sal comes up to you.
Sal. Okay, yeah, there's 3 Pauls and Sal. You're right.
There
so
you go.
Sal comes up to me, and then he tells me, the news. He says, hey, last night some fucked up shit happened, whatever. He's kind of sad about it. And he says basically there was the 3 Pauls. I'm definitely prolonging the story a lot. I'm definitely building suspense here. But they decided to do a prank. Ha, whatever. And the prank is, are we ready? Are we ready for the explicitness? All right. So I feel bad. We're not using names, though, so it's okay.
Also, this is content's not for kids. We checked that box on YouTube, so
Yeah,
I feel like we're good.
But said, all right, so they did a joke where last one, so like they were all jerking off, I guess, and then the last one to come on the kid. The story changed,
Okay.
but I think that was the initial thought. It was like he was basically told me, I got cummed on or something.
So like the three Pauls had a joke in which a mini game of jerking off. It sounds like in a circle, but I guess it could have been done separately.
That's what they said. It was just, they each went in there and jerked off and then put it on them, like on the tissue thing. I mean, there's no nice way of putting it. It doesn't matter. It's weird.
There was another man's kid, I guess kids semen on another kid at a band trip is the moral of the story. And yeah, Dickinson band, go for it.
Oh yeah. So then I told after I found out, I went and told some of the other drumline. I was, dude, you'll never guess what I just heard. I was like, dude, it's kind of fucked. I was like, it's fucked up. But then, really, I just told drumline. I didn't tell anybody else.
But there's like multiple people on drumline.
Oh yeah, there was like 12. No, really, if you're counting Pitt, there's like 20 of us, bro. So that
I only told like 20 people, bro. Like, what was I supposed to do? The whole school found out, but I only told 20 people. It's definitely not my fault.
So then some of them told other people from other sections of the band.
Bro, the whole school knew before y'all got back from the trip.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. That's next level. Word travel is really bad. That shit's wild.
Like literally,
everyone was talking it by the end of the day.
Like, cause as soon as it came out, y'all got shut down and like went home that day, right?
Well, I didn't get shut down.
Y'all just went home that day though. It's like the day after that happened, y'all went home that day.
I mean,
right?
we're going home anyways, but yeah.
But okay, that's what I meant. But I meant the event was shut down, like it ended.
Yeah.
So yeah, like literally before, like as you found out, as word traveled type shit, y'all went and competed, and by the time y'all were done and back home, everyone knew. Shit's insane.
It was a tough one.
I remember being told, and I was like, oh, I know Sal. That's tough.
Hey, but honestly, Sal kind of got bullied for it, but he built character.
He did get bullied for it. That's got to be like one of the toughest things to get bullied for, I feel like.
Wasn't it enough
Wasn't
already?
that bullying enough?
Wasn't that enough?
You bullied me for how I got bullied?
Yeah, kids are tough out there. It was a rough world. Yeah, so then I basically quit band second semester of my senior year because it was marching season. It was my favorite. I mean, concert season was still fun, but I did band, for my entire
high school
career.
Oh, before that too.
Yeah, no,
Junior
since
high,
sixth grade. Yeah,
yeah,
since sixth grade. So I've been doing band for 6 years,
Yeah.
And I wasn't planning on doing it for college, so
It was time to.
I was, let me take the second semester off, and I think that's where we got closer.
For sure.
Because we were partying a lot.
Yeah.
We were partying a lot.
Uh-huh. Well, we started partying a lot in the first semester. I mean, even while you were in marching season,
fuck,
we were
I forgot.
fucked up. Like that whole time.
I definitely forgot about that.
There was nights where we had a party. It was one night where we had a party at Kenny's house, and you had to be at the school at like 8 or 9 a.m. to be on a road trip. It was a road game for a football game or some shit.
That's Halloween.
That was Halloween night?
That's Halloween night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking.
We were all tired. I was just sitting there.
That morning, me and you fucking walked to the donut shop at like 6 a.m.
Dude, we did.
And fucking you got your shit ready to go to the what's it called, to the school across the street, and I fucking smoked a blunt before the game, and because I knew I had to be at the school early to catch the bus too. So I was like, fuck yeah, this is going to suck. I showed up to that football game in pajamas. And when I say, like, I was on the sideline, I'm talking about, like, I was on the sideline. Like, that game, I actually almost got hit with, like, by a full-fledged linebacker. Fucking, I had the camera on my shoulder type shit. Was absolutely drunk on the field. I was absolutely still drunk from the night before. Had the camera on my shoulder type shit, and I'm just looking at the, like, viewfinder. I'm not even looking up at the field. A ball's coming my way. Fucking tight end kind of like it gets out of my way type shit because he sees that he's not going to be able to catch it. Ball's going out of bounds. Linebacker's coming straight for me. And I did not see him. But it's like at the very last second, he like kind of sidestepped and I feel like he like sidestepped and kind of like did like a roll type shit. Like he fell so that he didn't hit me type shit, but I would have gotten fucked. I did not see him. I would have got blindsided.
That would have sucked.
But I was just like, ah! no! That shit was wild. But nah, that game after halftime, I fell asleep on the field.
I believe it. Yeah, that was a rough one for a lot of us. And then everyone in the student section, all the other people were in the student section, so it was.
Yeah.
They were having a blast. we were at work. We were basically at work on the weekend. We're just having to play and shit. I'm like, fuck. I have to do a halftime show.
Like, fuck, where are my steps again?
I was like, shit, bro. Now that happens sometimes. So you just blank out. You're like, oh shit, where was I supposed to go again? Dude, I've had nightmares like that sometimes. To this day, bro. Just
of like marching and not knowing what steps you're supposed to take.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It's rough. Yeah, so I think that was the journey. The journey awaits. The journey awaits.
The journey awaits.
Yeah, that was I think that was the start of our friendship. Then we actually both ended up going to UH.
Yeah, you stayed on campus. I was a commuter for the
I should have
whole
commuted.
most part.
I mean, I had fun though.
I mean, I'm sure you did.
But
I didn't. You wouldn't have had fun commuting. It wasn't great.
Yeah. I mean, I ended up figuring out I didn't want to go to school, so I would have rather had saved the money.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a scholarship for my classes for tuition covered.
But room and board?
It was not.
Not covered.
It was not covered, bro. I was an idiot. I was like, I want to get the full college experience. Now I'm in debt.
Now I'm in debt.
I mean, only 1 year, but
if it makes you feel any better,
I mean,
I'm also in debt. So I still have student loans because I didn't get all my classes covered type shit.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, I mean,
Well,
only
I
had 1 year.
did, but I fucked up on my grant. So I didn't.
Because how? What?
So basically my grant was conditional on holding a B average, and I did not hold a B average.
Nice. That's fair. I lost my scholarship.
Yeah, that's
Well, after the second semester.
yeah.
But I didn't go back.
Well, that's what I
So it
did.
didn't matter.
Basically, I lost my grant after the second semester, and they were like, I was signed up for classes for the fall semester. But I was like, let me just not.
It was rough.
I am not about to go into super debt to continue going to U of H.
And even then, I'd say it was weird because I
Real
didn't see
shit.
Josh that much because I was on campus, and he would come up there every now and then, and we'd hang out. Funny story. All right, this is the most random shit ever. So, Josh, during what was it? It was like orientation or something.
Oh, so on my orientation for U of H, they have you stay in this little like dorm area type shit for like one night, with a random ass person. You know what I mean? Just it's not like you can like pick people or even. It's just like they just throw you in with a random ass person into the dorm. So I was like, the person I was with was just like, when I got there, he was asleep at 7 p.m. I was like, oh, I'm not finna just sit up in here quiet as fuck, like just so you can like I don't want to disturb your sleep, but also I'm not going to sleep at 7 p.m. So I was hanging out in the little like lobby area on our floor of the dorms and shit, and there's a bunch of people out there. I personally brought a bunch of weed with me because I like to smoke, and I was like kind of scoping the scene of like where I could actually get away with that. And so people kind of smelled some weed, and they asked me if I had any type shit. I was like, yeah, I got 2 grams of some fucking gas, or I got a lot more grams of some Reggie that I was gonna sell to somebody else, but I'll sell it to you, dude. So they're like 2 grams of gas. I was like, cool. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, this is back in the day, so it was just my own personal stuff. I don't usually sell drugs, but like, I was like, I mean, help them out type shit. They probably wanted to have a good time too. I had more than enough for just myself, so I was like, fuck it, you take this. I'll smoke the Reggie. Fuck it, I don't give a fuck. Like 5 minutes later, not even 5 minutes go by, and they come back. They're like, actually, bro, we have a couple more people that want to smoke with us. Can we switch back? Can we give you this 2 grams and you just take and we'll take the other stuff? Like, fuck it, yeah, for sure. I don't give a fuck. I ended up fucking finding some other dude that wanted to smoke. We found a dorm that was like unlocked and like nobody was like staying in it that night, so we smoked in the restroom of that dorm, and then I went to sleep. But funny story is that those kids that bought that weed from me ended up being Daniel's roommates in his dorm.
Yeah, that shit's hilarious. Like, what are the chances? Like, they met. Like, whenever Josh came over one time, they're like, "Do I know you?"
I was like, yeah, y'all are those idiots that bought that weed from me.
Yeah, they bought Reggie, and they were like, "Yeah, he sold us shit weed."
I told you it was bad.
It was hilarious. It's Reggie, bro. I can't even be mad though. When I went to my freshman year of college, when I went into the first year, I just brought an ounce of Reggie with me, cause I was broke once again. So people roasted me, but hey,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Get what you get.
I'm not gonna lie, Carl used to have some fire ass Reggie.
I hate to say it like that, but hey, bro. Honestly, I made edibles out of that a few times, and
You
people
said I
get.
hate to say it like that. Yeah, I mean, I hate for those words to come out of my mouth, but
You use an
it's
ounce of
true.
that Reggie in edibles.
It wasn't bad.
People were getting high. Maybe not these days, but during that time period,
Twas a chaotic time period.
no, dude. I was always just, dude. I used to just have so much fun doing that shit.
Hell yeah.
Cause I would sell edibles during that period of time. Tracking back a little bit, when we would party senior year, I'd always have a backpack on me.
Right.
I was the edible plug, bro. It was so easy selling edibles at parties.
Yeah.
And some people would be like, I didn't really get that high. I'd be like, I was selling them for $5 a pop.
It's like, bitch, you can get 2 if you want to get high here, dumbass.
Like, I was like, bro, you're gonna get mad. No, I think I was selling them. Like, no, sometimes, bro, I was literally just because I was working as a delivery driver and I didn't really have any responsibility, so I was making bank, 'cause, you know, tips and shit, and I was getting paychecks, selling the edibles. So sometimes people would be like, dude, I got like $8. I'm like, all right. Just give him 2, bro. I don't give a fuck. I was like, all right.
Cool.
I was the unsung hero.
No, but so then fucking after high school and after college, Daniel kind of he moved back into an apartment with his old roommate Jesse down in Webster, while he was working both at Geo's and Lupe. Or where was the other place you were working while you were at Geo's?
I worked at Lupe for like a month, but I worked at Geo's and I worked at Torchy's.
Torchy's, that's what it was.
Dude, that was hell, bro. So I was working 2 jobs because the apartment was expensive, and so were bills, and I had just going from college life to responsibilities like that. Cause I could have stayed with my parents, but I'm a head ass and a dickhead. So
looking back on it,
yeah, no, I should have stayed with them, but I mean, I don't regret anything. Because like, I mean, learning the responsibilities was tough. It took me only until now. But so
still learning.
Yeah. But 19 years old, moved in with my roommate at the time, Jesse, who I only knew for a month. Like, I knew total. Like, I knew him for a month.
Oh my god.
I met him at work and knew him for a month, and we moved in together.
Signed a lease.
Yeah. Sounds pretty stupid, right?
Sounds very stupid.
Yeah. Honestly, and then also another person I worked with, Dev, who, funny enough, he was in, like, you know, the training class and shit, he was in the interview with me, and we clicked in the interview, and then we both got the job, because he's like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get the job. Like, my cousin's one of the head trainers here, so I was like, oh shit, for real? I said, fuck. I was like, damn. But we just hit it off, and we were cool, and then we just became cool, and he became our 3rd roommate because we had a loft upstairs in the apartment, and somehow it all just worked out. I don't know, like, that was the luckiest
situation.
That was as lucky as you could fucking get it.
Real shit, dude.
But yeah, I was working 2 jobs. I would wake up, have work at 6 a.m. at Torchy's, be making queso in the back, like, fuck, bro. Stove hot as fuck. I'm sweating at 6 a.m. making some fucking queso, filling up sauces and shit. As a food runner there, running tacos and shit, and people would be annoying as fuck. People, can I get silverware? Bro, you get all that when you get your tacos. I don't know if you've ever been to Torchy's. Literally, they have condiments, everything for you, and people would ask you for it. And I was just look at them and be like, you motherfucker. You can't go, bro, it's right there.
Yeah.
Go grab that shit, asshole. So then, yeah, I'd get off of there around like 2 or 3. And then I had to book it to Geo's for a 4:45 shift serving, and then I was closing.
There till 10.
I was the closing wait.
10:30 sometimes.
Every night.
Yeah.
I was the closing wait every night I worked. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
It was ass. Absolute ass, bro. I was just so I don't even know. Honestly, I still had energy to do shit. Nowadays, I would not. Dude, I would run those doubles. I would stay out until like 2 or 3. Go to work at 6 and do it all over again. There's times where I was just falling asleep on the road.
Yeah.
Dude, on the way home.
That was me, like, going to Alvin Community College and shit. But not, we met, like, so one of my first job was Top Golf, but I was only there for, like, a few months type shit. But then Daniel got me a job at Geo's, and that's whenever, like, we really, like, started kind of honing in on our friendship, I feel like. Because we were already, like, close before that from just, like, partying together in high school, seeing each other at U of H, seeing each other at parties outside of school and shit. But once we started working together, it just became, like, a different level, I feel like.
Well, it was before that because it was it was around that time, but you were coming over to the apartment a little bit already.
Yeah.
When I stayed in Las Palmas, you were coming over quite a bit. That was like 'cause right after.
Honestly, I would say that probably that trip that we had when we fucking were swimming in, like, the pool at Las Palmas and shit and fucking having fun and shit, I'd say that's probably, like, the catalyst of, like, the growth of our fucking friendship, I feel like. Like, it was at a steady, like, uptick, but then that happened, and I feel like it just burst into, like, this.
I could say so.
You know what I mean?
I definitely.
I don't remember exactly when that was, but, like, time-wise.
Yeah, we started hanging out more. I don't even know why at the time, but. Oh, I think we were going to. No, we were going to San Marcos before. That's also right. We were going to San Marcos freshman year. It's weird 'cause it was just always like we were never really hanging out, but we were always hanging out.
Right.
If that makes sense. That's the weirdest thing. Literally from like 5th grade to probably after freshman year of college.
Right.
We were always hanging out, but we were never really hanging out.
Right.
Which is the weirdest thing. But yeah, then you're right. I think after that pool incident, we got really close.
I
We
wouldn't
hung out
call
a lot.
it an incident.
That's very nothing bad happened. It wasn't. That's reasonable. Yeah, we were swimming in a pool. Honestly, that was a great time.
Definitely recommend tripping and swimming if you know how to swim and aren't afraid of for your life.
But yeah, no, that was an amazing experience. And from there, yeah, we just were riding together a lot. Parties a lot, even still at that point in time. And then Green K happened. Well, Green K was after that, right? No, yeah. It was Las Palmas.
And then
And
you
I
stayed
made
with
another
your
mistake.
parents for a little bit.
Yeah,
then,
so I
and
stayed-
then you
yeah.
moved into Green K with
Yeah, I didn't really see Jesse as much. That was
Honey.
it was a fun time though. But yeah, then, 'cause you were still at your mom's, so we would go
Mhm.
over there and chill a lot too.
Mhm.
We would chill at your mom's a lot, 'cause you were dating Vanessa during that time period.
Mhm.
So you weren't really going out a lot during that time. You were mostly.
I was
like-
mostly working, honestly. I was working like 5-6 days a week at Geo's
I
and
was
going to
too.
school.
Oh yeah, you were going to school. That's right.
So,
That's why
yeah.
you weren't really doing shit.
I wasn't doing shit, but damn, I mean, like, honestly, I wasn't making that much money, but that was probably, like, at my most financially comfortable because I didn't have a car note, I didn't have rent, all I had to pay was my car insurance, and, like,
Just to be fair,
lawyer fees.
he didn't have a car note because his car was. He was riding that out until the wheels fell
This
off.
was a death trap, but hey, there was one point where. Okay, so I'm gonna have to explain these differently, but I'm just gonna list them first. I had no rear view mirror, no AC, no stereo,
No window.
no window in my back seat, but not like the whole window, just like the little side window, the one that doesn't go down. You know what I mean? The brakes were shot, the power steering was shot, and the starter decided to fail every now and then. The wiring wasn't great, and the rear taillight just stopped working one day.
Oh yeah, and it rained in there because there was no window, so it smelled like shit.
So the reason there was no window is because one day we were underage drinking at the beach, and a cop was pulling up, and there was drinks in my car, and there was also weed in my car. So I had the bright idea that if I lock my car, they won't be able to search it. I did not mean to lock my keys in my car when I did that. And no one had anything to, we tried to, like, use, like, hangers and shit to try to unlock it. Couldn't get it. Tried to fucking, like, do some shit with the door. Couldn't get it. Ended up making the bright decision that it was probably best if we just punched that window through.
Is that what happened?
That's what happened.
Holy shit. What the fuck? I didn't even know that till now. Damn, bro. That's dumb as fuck.
Super dumb. I was drunk, to be fair. But I was with Brad and Kefren. And the entire time I was trying to do that shit, Brad was telling me, he's like, I mean, honestly, bro, like, you might need to, like, call a locksmith. And he was like, it was on some fucking, like, angel and devil shit. And Kefren's like, nah, I mean, I could just wrap a T-shirt around my fist. I can punch it through. I was like, what? But progressively, as we were failing to get it open, the more that idea seemed pretty reasonable.
I'm spending money on a locksmith. Break my shit. That way I can deal with that.
Honestly, the window replacement was only like $70. Wasn't that bad.
You didn't get one.
I eventually did.
You know how long that was?
It was a couple months.
Dude. Holy shit. I can't say much though.
That window replacement, I wasn't around for that.
Yeah. My car also went out at me at that time, so I was riding
On
with
vibes.
him a lot. Yeah, I was riding with him a lot to work and shit, and he was giving me rides, and he'd let me use his car. I mean, which wasn't really, it was a favor, but it was like,
thanks for giving me a fucking assisted suicide.
like, hey, if you can make it, toss the keys in. Let's go. Having to smell shit as soon as you get in the car. It's always windy because there's no window. I can't see out the rear view, so I'm always looking over my shoulder. It was hey, but I didn't have a car, so.
Bro, it was the epitome of a death trap.
We were coasting on vibes.
Super vibes. But hey, honestly, that car did me really well. Sold it for like $700.
Damn. Those times, honestly, though, were probably some of the most fun just because now I definitely understand more so along the lines of responsibility. I'd say even up, I didn't really hunker down until probably when COVID hit. Not even when COVID, like probably like a little after COVID. Like when I hit 23, I think is when I was in my head, something clicked a little bit. And then 24 this past year, even more so. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for something to click. I'm just kidding. No, honestly, like, realistically, once at the climax of all of the drama that happened in the house, like, whenever we got to, like, the peak of that point, that's whenever my mind just kind of, like, switched. I was
That
like,
was
it's just, like, this is too much. Isn't for me. I need to, hone in on what I really want, and this isn't it.
I think that's honestly, I can say that was a big catalyst. So we had our own version of the Hype House.
You could call it that, I guess.
Just kidding. None of us were really creating content. I mean, we were still doing the podcast and.
Well, Los was creating music. We were creating content. Latifah was creating tattoos.
Yeah.
Joe was doing his vlogs and stuff,
Somewhat for
but
a
he
little
wasn't
bit.
there that long. I mean, he was there for like a year.
and a half, really.
Not really, because they
They
were already
left
kind of checked out by.
They left in like
They left
March
at the end
or
of April.
No, at the end of April, right?
Yeah, but I was gonna say that like they were already checked out by February, pretty much.
Yeah, we lived with 6 people though. It was in a lot. Just it all collapsed within itself after a certain point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot.
Okay.
But I mean, there was a lot of great times. I mean, don't get me wrong. I enjoyed my time there for the most part, but it just kind of made me understand a little bit more about what I really want for my life, rather than.
Because we were just going hard, bro, just so often. I mean, we were
Mhm.
partying a lot, still just going out. I mean, there was a point in time where we were just, it was, man, and like also, just like you also, I mean, during that one portion of time, you were going through your thing with Vanessa, and then I had when I was around 21. I was going through it with Darby
Mm-hmm.
for like a year and a half. So that was rough. But like I don't know, it all felt like it never felt really rough. I was just like, fuck, you know,
Mm-hmm.
life's a bitch. But I just kept going, living. I was living fast, not like so fast, but just
Life is a bitch, and that bitch don't love you.
what is it? Life is a bitch. I thought I put her in the cab already. Another banger.
So Joel said, "Can confirm I'm still high."
Oh
He
shit.
drank some infused lemonade yesterday, and I think he went a little bit overboard.
Hey, we're getting on a D Blaze.
Ida Blas. I don't know
Yep.
if we can talk about that.
That's why I didn't. What did I say? You said Audiblas. I said a D Blaze.
Yeah. For sure, dude. We need to work on some branding, not just for this, but also for that.
Yeah, for everything. But also,
But I was gonna say that like going forward, but we kind of skipped a big portion. I was gonna say like while we were at Geo's before you went to Perry's, that stage of our lives was just so fucking fun, like so chaotic but so fun.
dude,
We were just in so many different situations all the time with so many different types of people. Like it was so crazy. I remember there was weekends where we would go from hanging out at a bonfire on the beach where two dudes fought, and one of the guys that fought, his sister came up to us and was looking for his shirt. You see my brother's shirt? Have you seen my brother's shirt? I was like, who's your brother? She's like, I don't. Have you seen my brother's shirt? And I said, what color is it? She said, camo. I said, I don't know if we're gonna find it.
she got so mad, bro.
We went from that to like throwing parties to like fucking
Bro,
going.
I threw a ranch party during that time period.
Fucking
Do you remember? I threw a whole ass New Year's Eve ranch party, bro. That
to
was
going to one of our
fire.
coworkers' house parties where some dude accidentally fucking did something to Daniel and fucking got yelled at by the the host. Like, what did the dude, like, did he drop your drink or something and like he got
dude.
yelled at type shit?
Yeah, dude.
What happened that night? What was her name? I forgot her name. He either dropped your drink or something like that, and
Yeah,
she was
no,
like,
he spilled
"Pick it up,
Yeah, dude.
pick it up."
No,
Type
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
He-
she
He
did.
was like, "I'm so sorry."
I was like, oh shit, I don't even remember it. Man, there were so many instances at parties. I almost got in a fight at a party one time. Some dude, something happened. I was like, bro, chill. Oh yeah, he came up and like slapped me on the fucking shoulder.
You
thinking
told
I was
me about that.
thinking I was someone else, and I was like, it's like, what the fuck? I was like, bro, chill out. He's like, what? Like, I can do whatever I want. I was like, nah, bro, you can't. And then he came push me. I was like, what? Do you want to do something right now? And then I was like, we can go right now. And then he looked around, and everyone's just like looking. He's like, my bad, bro. And then people come up to me like, bro, chill. I didn't even know them. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, chill on what? This man just hit me on my shoulder
and pushed me.
and then pushed me, motherfucker.
No, yeah.
This guy needs to calm down.
And then that was like around the same time that fucking that shit whenever that bitch broke your chain.
Oh yeah, it was rough times. Dude.
But
We were young.
yeah, a bunch of random bullshit has happened, but the moral of the story is that we adapt to these situations that life throws at us. It's hard in the
Gotta
moment.
grow.
It's hard in the moment to see where the growth is actually happening, but you
Dude.
have to step out of yourself and see the light of day sometimes.
Oh, you do. During Geo's time too. I mean, I'm gonna throw some shade on myself here. I mean, it's crazy too, 'cause going through Geo's a lot, and even through Perry's, working where I work now, seeing a lot of similar things. Not nearly anywhere as bad, but seeing a lot of similar, traits. I kind of just laugh at it now. Like fuck, I remember those days.
I remember that when that was me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just because at Geo's, I mean, there was the whole point in time we were going out all the time. I would like to apologize. I'm gonna give this. This is me being real for a second. I want to apologize to one of the people. The other guy can go fuck off. I still don't care to this day. But there was a time where one of the people we worked with, who at the time I wasn't really good friends with, but I had been good friends with in the past, ended up like making out with his girlfriend while I worked there. And then there was the other time where I stole the other dude's girlfriend.
You did
also
do that.
while we worked there. And I'm not proud. Honestly, though, like I said, that guy can still fuck off. I don't care.
Okay.
But other than that, like, I just want to say, like, that was not, you don't realize in the moment how fucked off it is. As much as you
Yeah.
should. You should realize
You
it.
don't. It's hard, especially when you're young. I feel like when you're not really, when you're still in that selfish mode of not understanding another person's perspective. It's easy to kind of just like not see the impact that your actions have on other people's lives.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's easy to say like, fuck them, they'll be fine. I'm gonna get what I want. You know what I mean?
Because I had my close friends, but if you weren't a part of that, it was just
right. But that doesn't make it any more like right. You know what I mean? It's still something wrong that happened that maybe you were a part of.
And I was always shooting. The worst part was I was always spitting like positivity during that time and just being the best version of yourself. But it was creating those boundaries and for me and understanding what really was you considered, because it's all about perspective. So what was considered not great, Because okay, for instance, I took this dude's girl from him, but relatively during that time period, he was a terrible person. But also, who am I to make that call?
Yeah, I
and
mean,
all these
it's
things. So
it's a line you're walking, but I
it
mean,
was a slippery slope.
yeah, I mean, relatively, all you can do is be the best version of yourself, but also
not-
don't make excuses for the things that you know aren't right.
Yeah, that was and it's drawing that line was what
Yeah.
was tough. Drawing that line was what was tough.
Yeah, I mean, like if you're gonna do something that you're not proud of, I would guess that you would show remorse for it necessarily. But if you don't show remorse for it, and you know that it's something that you shouldn't have done, the last thing you should probably do is to start just sitting here and justify for yourself like all these different reasons why this and that. It's like, look, if you don't feel remorse for it, you don't have to say anything, dog. You did what you did, and that was enough.
I know it was
But
crazy. It
if
was a
you
crazy
do,
time though.
then like, yeah, there's no need to justify what you did.
Dude, it was so funny because even the drama at work, I just never felt like it was still felt just I don't know, I didn't care because there was the time where you and Kristen had like beef, and then
Fuck
you
that bitch.
yeah, but then Josh literally dropped everything to go visit his girlfriend 2 hours away. At the time, his girlfriend at the time left work. Literally, I'm telling you, this was a TV show. It was TV show shit going on at all
I'm
times.
not gonna lie, that's
At all times.
the only reason I did that was because I knew I could, relatively. I was already like third or fourth cut. I wasn't a closer, so they didn't really need me till close. I mean, it would have been nice to have me type shit, but you don't need me. It's already like close to 8 o'clock. It was like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Y'all don't need me for the rest of the night. You could probably get me some more money, but you don't need me. Additionally, Noelle was on the floor. All I had to do was take her outside. I was like, look, honestly, I'm going to go back inside, scream in that little bitch's face because she's trying to mess up my relationship. Like, that's what our beef was about. Like, Kristen was telling my ex-girlfriend some shit that never happened, trying to get her mad at me type shit, just to get back at me for doing something that I did. I don't remember what I did at that point.
Well, it could have been anything. Bro.
Could have been anything.
Yeah.
But I told Noelle straight up, I was like, I'm going to go back inside, scream in that little bitch's face, and make her cry. Or I'm going home. What's up? She said, go do your closing shit. Don't say nothing. Just get out of here. I was like, bet.
Nice. Yeah, no, that was crazy time. and then after all that happened, it was Green K time. It was time in Green K, which I moved into. I decided to move in with a roommate who I also only knew for a month.
That was fun. Not
Bad.
even a month, really.
Yeah.
Been a couple weeks.
And then, wait, no, he lived there for that. But I mean, I knew him for like over a month at this point. I knew
Really?
him for like a few
I thought
months.
you knew him less time than you knew Jesse.
But no, I knew his I knew this dude's brother really well.
Josh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was the thing, and his brother vouched for him,
Right.
which is where like shit was not it. And his brother coming back and being like, "Yeah, I know, bro. I know I vouched for him, but like, honestly, that was just we wanted to get him out of the house. And I was like, oh, bro.
You're a hoe.
I was like, this is some horse shit, dog. I was like, what the fuck? He felt bad, though, for, like, years after that. But he should have, because that was...
You know what you did to my credit, dog?
Yeah, because then Roy came in.
Yeah.
And that's a whole nother can of worms that we had to fucking tackle. That was a testament to all of our friendships.
Yeah.
To realize that sometimes you got to let go of friendships. You got to let people go if they're just leeching or if they're bringing no... I'm not saying your friends have to bring benefit to your lives, but I mean, if they're not
hurting you more than they're helping you, then maybe they're not your friend.
Exactly. If they're just bringing negative things, almost at this point, I feel like if I see them, it's a bad omen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't bring that person around me. That was tough times too, though, having to realize that, kicking a friend out of your own place and having to hustle twice as hard to keep rent paid.
Yeah.
Getting a hole punched in your wall.
That was fun. Your neighbor got knocked out.
My neighbor got knocked out.
That was also
someone else got ran over in my front
yard.
That
wasn't funny. The other two were pretty funny.
Mom, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's like, how do I live through that? I just like, fuck, dude.
Life is crazy.
Yeah, and then even through the house, you know, I think we were all. That was, I think, the moment where we all kind of got our shit together. Yeah. Not all of us, but
for the
majority of us. Say 5 out of 6.
Well then.
We had 2 people move out. Then Hope moved in.
They moved out immediately.
Immediately, bro, after a month.
It wasn't even a month. It was like 3 weeks. Literally. They didn't even make it to the month. They moved out before that. But relatively, I mean, it's been a wild ride, dude. And there's been so many different situations thrown our way separately and also together. Whether you say it's challenges to your scholastic life or challenges to your social life or challenges to your relationships, challenges to the podcast, challenges to whatever it is. There's new like we've talked about before, there's new challenges that come with every stage of life. And it's important that we adapt to the situations that we're currently thrown in while also preparing for the situations that we can't really predict.
You got to prioritize. You really got to hone in on what you really want, focus. And it's hard, you know, especially when you're younger, figuring out your place in the world, figuring out what you're supposed to be doing, where you're supposed to be, what you want to do, kind of like eliminating a lot of those things. You know, you think everyone's your friend, or you think everything, you know, you kind of just, you don't understand things as well, you know? Mm-hmm. And it's okay to be friendly with everybody. It's not a problem. I mean, me personally, my patience have run thin these days. But I mean, it's okay to be cordial with everyone, but you have to also understand not everyone's worth spending time with. Not every situation's worth spending your time on.
Not everything's the best for you.
Yeah, you got to really figure out and hone in on those things. Take some time. Sit at home sometimes, you know, even if it's just watching movies or chilling. Sometimes, you know, it's okay. Don't be lazy all the time, but like, don't go all the time, but also you don't need to maybe sit back all the time either. It's a happy medium.
Real shit. And it kind of takes me back to like that season 4 episode 1 of Rick and Morty. At the end of the episode, whenever Rick and Morty come back together after Morty went through all the like Akira shit and Rick like came back from the what's it called? The dead, like not the dead bodies, the Project Phoenix.
Oh, where he kept like reappearing in different.
Whenever he finally got back to his dimension, and Morty got back to the house, they were talking about it, and Morty was like, I think you're right, Rick. I think I gotta just live in the moment more. He said, well, I've been living in the moment all day, Morty, and that's what got me killed 6 times, and I had to live in a Nazi type shit. So maybe I think the lesson here is that you gotta live in the moment and plan for the future.
Yeah. Also, big shout, like not big shout out, but to anyone going through, cause crazy enough, I've heard this a lot recently. People going through breakups and this relationship shit. I've heard it from a lot of people. I'll tie myself into that as well. But, you know, it's going to be okay. You know, you got to make the decisions that are best for you, and it's going to be hard right now, and it's going to be tough. But you'll find someone who does care enough about you to put in the work, and nobody's going to be the perfect one, but there'll be people that are willing to put in the effort and make something happen, and to show you that they do care, and understand you as a person and communicate with you properly. And that goes on both ends. So don't think you're perfect either. It's gonna take work on your behalf as well. But good things will come your way for everybody. I believe that with everybody, and anyone who's listening. Again, thank you. You gotta really focus in. You gotta understand who you are as a person, and that's hard. And that in itself will help you kind of dictate your way through this world as well. And that also can be very difficult, but you don't have to do it alone.
The reality we live in is it's a lot easier to avoid your issues than it is to face them up front. And the more we avoid those issues, the more you're not who you are. You're becoming something that's not you necessarily. You're doing something that's honestly, like, I can attribute, like, at least the first year of living in the house to, like, pure escapism. Like, none of us were really doing a whole lot of things that we wanted to do. We were just all kind of like, when's the next party, or when we taking edibles, or let's trip, or let's do, like, all this, like, stuff just to not have to do what we need to do type shit. And the second year of the house was just kind of climbing our way out of that. Was finding our way back to our paths, separate as they may be. And it's really that simple. I think one of the most natural things in life is understanding that things change, people change, times change. But it's our duty to adapt to whatever is thrown our way.
It's crazy. I think that first year in the house, going through all that, definitely set up that second year, as shitty as it was, perfectly. I think both years were necessary.
I mean,
we got all that young. I feel like that first year we got all that young, last little bit of energy that we had left out of us.
Mm-hmm.
And the second year was us recouping and
understanding that
it's
this
over.
isn't forever, and
It's
we
done.
need to move forward.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy to think of it that way. I think for not just the people in the house, for our entire friend group. Kind of became that.
That first year was kind of like our last hurrah.
Without us knowing
as many ups and downs as there were. Yeah.
Without us knowing it, yeah. That was our last hurrah. Second year was us painful. It was like a painful end, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was like the phoenix, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Seeing something die, but something else be reborn in its ashes.
Watching it burn brighter.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sad to say, but I mean, yeah. And here we are now. Honestly, I think things are going way better. We moved out. We've got this apartment now. I think we've got this place.
I think singularly, everyone that was in the house is doing better now.
I'd say so. I'd say, well, 5 out of 6.
I would say 6 out of 6, even through the situations that people are dealing with.
Overall, I guess mentally, yeah. I think we're all are. Yeah, I think we're
all in a better place.
I'd say so. I'm definitely I'm still working hard as fuck, but I don't feel like I'm stressed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anymore. So I'm happy where I'm at. Like we have our 2 dogs.
Soon to be a cat. Oh, dude. One of the bakery ladies at work is selling cats, and she has black ones. They're kitties.
You want to get 2 of them?
I don't know about that.
Do 2 of them.
You wanted one.
Yeah, I do want a black cat. I was going to say, do you want a cat?
I don't know if I want a cat right now.
But how much is she charging for them?
I don't know if she's even selling them. She might just be trying to find homes for them.
They're black?
Look.
Dude, I want a black cat so bad. Yeah, I'm going to talk to her because I want a black cat so bad.
I forgot which lady it is, but she's there today. I'll show you. I mean, I didn't get her name. That's what it is.
Ada?
Maybe.
It's Ada.
Yeah, probably.
It's Ada for sure.
Yeah, Javi already got one from her.
Ooh, I might have to hit her. I'm going to have to talk to her see what the dealio is on that.
But
yeah, no, and I think we're living good, man. We're doing our podcast. We're working on getting everything moved forward at this point. It's just thinking to ourselves. I think last year you saw a lot of us, even through the podcast and releases, us figuring shit out and trying to get everything situated. And things feel more situated now. I can feel this year being a good, productive year. It's weird to say that because I haven't really felt like that in a few years, I'm like, I almost feel like, oh, okay, I'll do it. You know, like I'm gonna do it this year. I feel it. You know, it's
No,
gonna be a
yeah.
good year. It's gonna be a productive year.
I have a weird amount of energy for this year. I don't know what it is, but I'm waking up earlier. I'm feeling energized in the mornings. I'm doing what I need to do. This is all weird for me.
Here we go. We're going into 2022. This is us, Vine and Danny. This is our community. Hey, everybody out there, you're not doing it alone. Never forget, this is what we do. If you need someone to talk to, if anything, hit us up on the
is
socials.
always open for his. Look at his ears, wide open. Look at this.
Oh shit.
He's listening.
I'm Doofles. Dude, what if he talked out of the top? That'd be even funnier. Holy shit. But he's got a little back pouch. Look. He's got a little tushy. Little tushy.
He's got some junk in his trunk.
Yeah, but keep your head up out there. You know, we all go through long, wild rides. It takes us a while to get where we need to be, or even understand what that even means for us. So, thank y'all for sticking it out with us. For sure, we're gonna have more content. You can count on us. It doesn't matter whether it's 5 or 10 listeners, 30, 100. Doesn't matter.
We'll see you at the top, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna be here, and we're here not just for us. We're here for everybody. So don't forget that. Thank you for listening. It's been a great talk. It's been a great session. We'll catch all y'all soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you really fuck with us, please share our content. I mean, I feel like I'm not asking too much, but it would be great, whether that's on Facebook, whether that's on Twitter. It doesn't matter. Like, share it to your friends, send it to your grandparents, send it to your children. I don't care. Much love.
Put it in a time capsule. Share it to your grandchildren that aren't born yet.
Exactly.
Boom. Done.
We appreciate it. Hey, this has been...
Hey.
Hey. This has been Fine and Dandy. You know what it is.
Is it like a new outro you're trying
No,
trying to?
I don't know. I didn't know what to say, so I just threw something in there.
All right, we got to get back to our crash landing.
Deuces. Later.